Hey guys, let's talk about Andrew John Amato. Andrew was born on February 1st, 1974, and he's been missing since September 30th, 1978 from Webster, Massachusetts. At the time of his disappearance, he was 4 years old, 3 feet 6 and 38 pounds. He's a Caucasian male with blonde hair and blue hazel eyes. His nickname is Andy. He has a 1-inch scar on the right side of his head at the front of the hairline and a mole behind his right ear. Andrew resided in a mobile home on Richards Avenue in Webster, Massachusetts. He played in the woods behind nearby Ash Street's trailer park with his 7-year-old sister and their 6-year-old cousin during the morning hours of September 30th, 1978. Andrew and his cousin went deeper into the woods without his sister. Then Andrew stumbled and injured himself, dropped and lost his favorite toy, then began crying and running in circles. He refused to leave without the toy. His cousin told him to stay put and walk back to the family's home for assistance at around 10:30 a.m., but Andrew disappeared by the time they returned to the woods. He's never been heard from again. An extensive search of the area, which lasted 10 days and included the National Guard, produced no clues as to Andrew's whereabouts. He and his sister and cousin had been forbidden to play in the woods and had sneaked there on the day of his disappearance. Andrew disappeared only 50 yards away from Route 52, which is now Interstate 395. Some people theorize that he wandered over to the road and was picked up by a motorist passing through. Webster, Massachusetts is on the Connecticut border and also only a 10 to 15 minute drive from Rhode Island. Authorities excavated a wooded area off Minebrook Road in June 1998, nearly 20 years after Andrew disappeared. Investigators learned that evidence related to his case may have been buried in the forest, which was approximately 5 miles from the location of his disappearance. The search failed to produce any materials connected to his case. Officials discovered a handwritten list of names entitled Lake Webster and Nathaniel Barjona's possessions in Montana in December 2001. Barjona, whose given name was David P. Brown, was raised in Dudley, Massachusetts. He was convicted of the abductions and attempted murders of 2 Massachusetts boys in 1997. Barjona was also charged with the 1996 murder of Zachary Ramsey in Montana, but the charges were dropped due to lack of evidence in October 2002. Zachary's remains have never been located. Barjona was named as a possible suspect in the 1973 Connecticut disappearance of Janice Pocket and the 1997 disappearance of Amanda Gallion from Wyoming. He has never been charged in connection with either of these cases. Barjona was convicted of child molestation in Montana in February 2002. He died of a blood clot in a Montana prison in April 2008 at age 51. Investigators began pursuing another lead in Andrew's case in November 2003. A man whose identity has not been released confessed to his murder in 1999. He passed away of lung cancer shortly thereafter. His family did not report it to the police for 4 years. Authorities excavated a rural area near Burrillville, Rhode Island, as specified in the confession, but they didn't find anything of interest. Some news reports stated that Andrew's name was on the Lake Webster list, but these accounts were incorrect and nobody has been able to tie Barjona to Andrew. Foul play is suspected in Andrew's case. If you have any information, please call the Webster Police Department at 508-943-1212.